All right. Now, bullying is complicated already. All right. And it's even more complicated when bullying comes from a friend. Bullying from a friend can be subtle, making it harder to notice. And this can take a while to get your attention. When your bully is your friend, you may not want to stop the friendship, just the not so nice bullying part of it. It happens within a friendship group or between friends. The person being bullied may think it's just a normal part of having friends. There's blurred lines between whether it's playful back and forth talk or bullying, especially when the friend or friends say it was just a joke. And I ask you guys, have you been bullied among your peers? Have you been the bully? When you saw someone being bullied, did you A, stand up for them, join in, which is B, or C, be silent? Now I'm going to go to this quick video. When I come back, I want to see what y'all have to say in the comments. Have you ever been bullied amongst your peers? Maybe it'll look something like this.
You're always me, right? I've got the bad attitude. I'm the bad guy. They just don't get it.
Behind like a bean. Wait. I know you're not laughing, bro. Come on. Bird neck ass. Did you just laugh?
No.
That's it, to laugh?
No.
Want me to slap you?
I'm sorry.
I'll slap the shit out of you.
Okay.
Should I slap him, bro?
That is actually really funny. Wait, I have a story to tell you guys.
Bro, you're so annoying. Literally, shut the fuck up.
Bitch, where did you get that shirt? That shit is so ugly.
Oh my god, wait, I think you're a Duff. The designated ugly fat friend.
Bitch, what the fuck?
Oh, did I tell you guys I got promoted?
When?
Last week. It was like...
When did we ask? That's a good one.
No, but like I got like a new title and everything.
What's the title? Little bitch? Jeremy.
No, it's senior advisor.
Yeah, senior advisor of little bitches. Good one, man. Good one.
So I was just thinking that
Callum, shut up. Literally, no one cares what you're saying.
Okay, guys,
like, you're ugly ass fucking
chill,
whore.
I literally didn't fucking...
Shut your bitch ass up, bro. Didn't your mom die, you fucking loser?
Man doesn't get no bitches, bro.
Bro, do a backflip off your house for me real quick. Your lips look like breakfast sausage, bro. I made out with your brother.
Y'all, so I met this really cute boy. He asked my number. Look at his Instagram. Look. Let me see. He has a girlfriend. Give me that. What the fuck? No, he does not. You didn't see the A with the heart and a lock in his bio? He told me that was his mom. Bitch, you are fucking, you really fell for that? You thought he was feeling you? Nah, he won't even try to munch, bitch.
You know, guys, I was thinking we could actually go to the pool.
I do not want to be seen at the pool with you.
Yeah, you fucking fat bitch! And I got what? Hold on, I did nothing wrong.
Oh, I miss my man.
Bro, oh my god. I'm tired of this shit.
So, I mean, a lot of those situations is like really extreme, but I mean, it does happen. I mean, this is so crazy because it happens more often than we would like to admit. And another thing about that is we might not think of it as bullying because we be like, oh, my friend's just taking a jab at me. That's what they do, you know. And it's crazy because a lot of times we just roll with the punches, right? So what are the signs of friendship bullying? I'm debating because I could just tell you or I can show you. I think I'll show you guys.
Things that I've seen lately have just really made me reflect on friendships, and I just, for girls like in their 20s, I feel like when you're in your 20s, you're really learning about yourself and you learn really harsh life lessons through friendships and men. So I just want to say, you need to start looking out for these red flags in friendships, because we pay so much attention to red flags in relationships with men, but I feel like your relationships with women, your friendships, they hold so much more weight and impact. Some of the worst traumas I've been through have been through the breakdown of female friendships. So yeah, like, if you're around, don't be so, I don't want to say the word desperate, but don't be so eager to be in a friendship group that you put up with bullshit treatment. Like, if you're always the butt of the joke, you know those ones that slyly put you down, you don't get invited places, or you're getting invited to places last. Like, there's just loads of little things that you will see that will let you know that that person is not really your friend. And don't be trying to hold on to friendships that are not serving you, because take it from me, who's been through so many friendships, and that sounded so toxic. And I don't mean it to sound toxic, but I just mean when I was finding my way in life and finding myself, I was friends with people that I would never this day and age be friends with. So you're always going to make new friends, new workplaces, wherever you go, you're going to make friends. Like, it's not the end of the world if you're not friends with these people anymore, but it's the same as being in an abusive relationship. Don't be in a toxic and abusive friendship. But yeah, I can say that from a place of experience and knowing that in my mid-30s I have proper friends that I can actually rely on, and it's reciprocal love. So honestly, cut them fake bitches off, please.
Here are 9 signs that you have a toxic friend, and I've saved the most painful one for last. Number 1, she flaunts her successes around things that you struggle to do, careless of your thoughts and feelings, and maybe even because it hurts you. She smirks, maybe even pokes fun when you share something deeply personal or something that means a lot to you. 3, she gossips about her other friends, so you figure she's probably gossiping about you behind your back. Number 4, when you've been very busy because of other commitments, she punishes your unavailability with a communication blackout. Number 5, she ignores your no's and cajoles and pushes you into doing things that you really don't want to do. Number 6, she threatens a relationship if you don't go along with her plans. Number 7, she discourages or finds reasons for you not to be friends with people outside her approved social circle, limiting your access to support. Number 8, you begin to imitate her clothes, look, and style because she says it's the only look that really works. Here, number 9, the most painful one. She's not available to go to an event that's super important to you, so you stay home. Later, you find out that she went with someone that you're having issues with and then brags about what a great time they had. So, have you had a friend like this? Drop me a comment. Let me know.
These are some things manipulative people say. And if a certain person comes to mind when you hear these, red flag. Red flag, red flag. If you really cared about me, you would do it. If you love me, you'll do it. No, the fuck not. No. No. Maybe you don't love them. Who knows? Your love shouldn't be used against you. It's so hard to talk to you because you're just so fucking sensitive. Or maybe you're just a bitch. Ever thought about that? No. Manipulating. It was just a joke. It was just a joke. I was just joking. Where's the punchline? Explain it to me. How's it funny? If we're not laughing, I'm gonna need you to look up the definition of a joke because you don't know what it is, baby. Why would I lie? I have no reason to lie. Me when I lie. Anyone who says that is lying to you 99% of the time. When I'm calling it out, do y'all see how stupid it sounds? Manipulators, man.
There was so many things in those signs that I remember happening within my group of friends, and I will have story time very soon. But listen, it's several signs, and they pointed them out, but I want to just give clarification. Okay, so saying honest friends that are actually unkind or hurtful, verbal abuse, name calling, and gossiping, mocking or mimicking what you say or how you act, laughing at when people laugh at, so you're laughed at when people know you're hurting from being teased or physically abused, threatening, intimidating, or humiliating behavior, told who you can be friends with and what you can or cannot do, excluding someone from the friendship group, leaving out of plans, telling plans late, whispering behind back. I told you I was going to get to story time, and this is the point where I'm gonna jump into story time. So, the whole thing about leaving out of plans and telling plans late. So I've only ever been invited to one wedding, and it just so happened that the same wedding I was invited to, I was a part of. Now, when I was asked to be a bridesmaid, I was excited for my friend because first of all, we found out that she got proposed to, and so we was all super like, oh my gosh. And then she asked us to be her bridesmaid. This was great. This was awesome. But I had issue with one of the other girls that were being asked to be a bridesmaid. Now, I overlooked this because the bride was my friend and I should be a friend and just suck it up because it's not about me. It's about her. We get to the part where we're planning things, and as y'all know, if y'all ever been part of a wedding or been a bridesmaid or a groomsman or known about that process, it's not just the wedding, okay? It's not just, y'all practice to be bridesmaid at a wedding. It's a lot of events leading up to the big event, which is the wedding. So one of the things that we did was a party. Well, it wasn't really a party. We went to this place and we let our hair down and we all enjoyed each other's company. And so I thought that this was like what was her bachelorette party, so to speak, because I didn't know of anything else going on, because the person that's supposed to be planning everything, who was put in position to plan everything, did a poor job of planning. All right, let's just keep it all the way funky. All right, so the person did a poor job of planning, so we were kind of finding out about these things like last minute and this and third. Now, I had a job at the time, and you have to give notice before you just take off. You can't just be like, oh, well, I'm just going, whatever. I'm just going to take off and just take off. I wish it was like that, but unfortunately it was not. So everything we was doing, I had to have notice that we were doing it prior. Now, the whole hanging out thing at the place, that was cool because it was on a day that I didn't have to work anyway. It just fell right in line with my schedule. Not that they was worried about my schedule anyway, but it just so happened that it lined up perfectly. However, another thing that they had planned to do, which I didn't find out until a week before the event was supposed to take place, which you need more notice than that to request off from work if you have to do so, was that they was going to take a trip down to Baltimore. Now, out of all of us who were bridesmaids, it was me, and I think it was just me that was not there. And I took issue with that in my head because I didn't want to confront, because this is supposed to be my group of friends, right? So I don't want to be the one to rock the boat or, cause issue, even though it was friends in my friendship group that did that all the time. But if I did it, it was extra. Like, it was an extra display of, oh, you're overreacting. And it's because I was the youngest, I was the baby out of the group. And, for me being the baby out of the group, I really didn't get any type of like baby privileges like there is in a family, right? So I was just like, Dad, y'all really went down to Baltimore and had this big experience, and I wasn't included, but I'm one of the bridesmaids, and I just found it very interesting, like they left me out of it. So that had me reevaluate, and a lot of situations in my life had me reevaluating over and over again who were really my friends, all right? Because if they were really my friends, they would be like, well, Dad, why isn't Kai here? And why is, where's she at? What's going on with her? Why wasn't she able to make it? I didn't even get a call from the bride to ask me why I wasn't able to make it to the trip. It was just like they just went off and did this, but I'm supposed to be one of the bridesmaids too. Mind you, there was a lot of time and a lot of money put into, doing a lot of the things involved with being part of a wedding. And I just felt like my kindness was taken for weakness within my group of friends, and I just didn't like that. There was a lot of other things that happened with my friend group that made me feel like I was the butt of the joke a lot of the time. I was the person that was always getting, railroaded. And there's other examples of this, but we'll get into that much later. Undermining someone, here's other signs. Undermining someone by spreading rumors or constantly criticizing them. Controlling or manipulating, making silent, abusive, or prank calls to that person, telling friends to stop and they continue anyway. That's when you gotta stand up for yourself, and they're like, man, you so effing sensitive, you can't take a joke, and then they keep ragging on you even though you told them to stop. Made that you don't live up to the standards of the friend group. And then we had cyberbullying. Now, I don't know why when I'm doing this series, there's a lot of wounds being reopened because this is the reason why I don't have as many friends on deck as other people. I just feel that sometimes with age, maturity doesn't necessarily come with age. All right. So there's a lot of people who still operate with their high school mentality, their childlike mentality. And so when it goes into adulthood with them, it's even harder for them to, it's harder for someone like me to interact with someone who still operates in that child mindset. I wanted to just say that. So when they do stuff like they get mad and throw tantrums and all that different stuff, I'll be like, look, I ain't got time for all that. Because like the young lady said in the first clip that we watched, I got bills, I got a kid, like, I don't have time to do the back and forth with you, especially if we're supposed to be friends. It's just very weird. It's very odd. And I've always been like the people pleaser in our group. In high school, I always been the person that been like, I was the baby, but I always been trying to like mend friendships and make sure that everybody gets along. And a lot of times that end up backfiring on me because those people would get cool and then I would be ostracized. And I'd be like, yo, like, how the heck did y'all get cool all of a sudden? But I'm the one left out of the group, out of the jokes and out of everything. And oh, you wouldn't understand. That's a inside joke, or that's a joke that we just share and stuff like that. And it's like, as friends, we should all have an inside on the joke. Like, you get what I'm saying? This just was really weird to me. But I want to show y'all this other video while I take a sip of my Euphoria water, take a break from talking so damn much. But here's some more examples of, friendship bullying.
Okay, how do you know when it's time to cut off a friend? If you're going through this, I want you to ask yourself a couple of questions. Number 1, when you're done hanging out with them, do you feel better or worse? Number 2, do they respect who you are and align with your values? Number 3, if they don't align with certain values, are they at least respectful about their opinions? Number 4, do you feel like they add or take away from your life? Or is it a give and take? Number 5, do you feel like you can rely on them? Number 6, do they respect your boundaries? Number 7, do you dread communication with them? Number 8, is the only time they reach out to you when they need something? Number 9, do you feel like you can trust them? And number 10, do you feel like they lift you up and encourage you, or do they just pull you down and discourage you or say mean things to you? Answer those questions, decide if they're right for you, and then you have a couple of options. You can walk away from the friendship, or you can set boundaries and have a conversation with them and see how that goes, or you can take a step back.
These are signs that your friendship is toxic. These things are not normal, so please do not get used to them. I used to think a lot of these things were normal until I grew out of the friendships, and I was like, oh my gosh. If you feel like they don't include you most of the time, it's because they're not including you. And if you repeatedly feel like that, like all the time, you need to leave. If a friend of yours ever gets mad that you're hanging out with new people, that is such a red flag. You should be able to have your own life and not have them get mad about it. If you feel like they are never happy for you, even when you have really good news, you're like scared to tell them, don't want to tell them. That is not a normal friendship. You will find friends who are going to be happy for you and are going to applaud you, be there for you, cheering you on. Not ones that make you feel weird about telling good news. So yeah.
The best way to identify if you are in a toxic friendship is to ask yourself, what version of you does being around that person bring out? And I find this to be the easiest way to tell that if someone is right for you or not. And this can apply to any kind of relationship, really. But in terms of friendship, because it's a little bit harder, right? You're not as close or intimate as you would be with like a romantic relationship or family members. But the same rule applies, as if every time you hang out with this person, you feel bad or you become a version of yourself you don't like you maybe start gossiping along with them because they like it, or they bring out negative energy towards them because of their behavior. And that's not to say that you shouldn't be held accountable for your behavior, right? Like everything you do, of course, reflects on you. But if every time you hang out with them, that version of you comes out, it's more responsible to continue hanging out with them and trying to kind of change your behavior because it's already shown that you can't change it. So the more responsible thing to do and the more self-accountable thing to do is to not be friends with that person anymore. And it's tough. It's hard, especially if they've been in your life for a long time. But it's important to also ask yourself, who do I want to be moving forward, right? If this person brings out a bad version of me, do I want to continue being that bad version? Probably not. It probably feels really bad. And so you have to ask yourself, who is more important, them or me? And the answer should always be, in moments like this, that you are the more important person.
Wow, guys. So that brought in a lot of insight, right? So were y'all going along? Did y'all hear those questions? Were you answering it as you went along too? Like, how does this person make me feel? Do I feel better? Do I feel worse after I hang out with them? Do I become a different version of myself that I'm not happy with after I'm hanging with this person? It was a lot of great points those young ladies brought up, man. So last week, I told y'all there are 5 archetypes of adult bullies. So I'm going to run through them again. There's the narcissistic, self-centered, not empathetic, little anxiety about consequences, seems to feel good about oneself, but has brittle narcissism that requires putting others down. In terms of friends, okay, because last week we was talking about adult bullying in the workplace, and I brought up Kevin Spacey's character in Horrible Bosses. But in this case, with friends, I'm going to talk about Rachel McAdams' character on Mean Girls. You see how she was the leader of the group. She was the one who was pulling everybody's strings. She was very manipulative. You know, everything she did was to gain control of her friends. We all have come across that controlling friend somewhere. Like some people are very fortunate to never have to come across a controlling friend. But when you think about a controlling friend, some people think that it's like outright, like, don't do this, do what I say, and it's not always like that. So I'm going to tell y'all a few things when it comes to the controlling friend. All right, this is a friendship based on the desire to control you. 1, they're demanding. They want to control what you do, of course. But 2 is they lack respect for you. So they go to name calling. They call you little pet names, or you know, stuff that makes you feel uncomfortable, and you want to say something, but you be like, should I say something? Because I really don't want to put a damper on what we got going on. We're friends and everything like that. Maybe this is just her way of, or you might be like, oh, it's kind of cool that she has a name just for me. Like, you're special, but really you're not special. She's really targeting you, and she's breaking you down systematically, or he's breaking you down systematically so that he can gain control over you. 3, acting superior or entitled. They the ones that's always right in the group. They'll sit there, be like, I'm right, you wrong. They'll beat you down. Oh my gosh, I had a friend like that. Oh my gosh, it was so annoying. She literally got mad at me because I wanted to celebrate Halloween at school. And we was in high school, y'all. And I didn't know about all her beliefs or whatever she had going on, and how she didn't really partake in Halloween. And she was all like, well, if you was really my friend, you wouldn't even participate in something like that, and this, that, and the third. And she was just like really mean to me. And this was in class, and when people show you who they are, believe them, because I forgave her for that little outburst. And then we move on and we become adults. And we went out to dinner, and this was when I was with a guy that, but anyway, we went out to dinner, and we were just trying to figure out, because they wouldn't let us split the check. So we was just trying to figure out how much each person owed on the check. So I already said, well, this is what we had, me and my date had, and and here's our tip as well. And she was like, oh, no, I need to add it up. I need to see what's going on. I need to, and she ripped the receipt out of my hand. She was going through it, and she still came up to the same number that I was going to give her, but she had to be the one to do it. And then she made a big stink about it, and we had a whole argument right there in the restaurant, and it was just very, very out of character for me, and it was very ghetto. Anyway, number 4, creating drama, always on opposing sides. Someone who always has to be, everything you say is the opposite. Oh, we should go this way. No, we should go that way. Oh, why don't we stay in tonight? No, I don't want to stay in. I want to go out. Or if you say, I want to go out, I want to stay in. But this is your friend. It's freaking weird. 5, being manipulative. Sees your kindness for weakness. Now, I would use Wednesday Addams from off the new Wednesday series on Netflix, which I've been watching. I would use that as an example because she was very much manipulative. It was weird because everybody wanted to be friends with her, and she was just like, I really didn't come here to make friends, but everybody wanted to be around her for some weird reason. But she didn't never use her friend, she always used her friends to get what she wanted. But it's still a great show. She comes to terms with everything, but it's a really good show. But she definitely was manipulative amongst her friend group. Number 6, isolating you, stops you from hanging with friends, and in some case, family. There's some of those friends that be like, oh, why don't you come and be with me? Why do you have to go and hang out with them? And it could be with other friends. It could be with your own family. You be like, I'm up here having Thanksgiving dinner with my family. Well, I want us to hang out, and I don't want to be alone. And using and threatening self-harm if you don't come and meet up with them, and this is just real crazy stuff. But this is your friend, right? So I went through number 1, narcissistic. The controlling friend is under that narcissistic category. Then we're going to go into impulsive, spontaneous, planning, bullying out less, hard time restraining one's behavior, even if consequences are likely. May be unintentional. It happens when a bully is upset about something unconnected to the victim. Physical, resorts to physical confrontation. Some may not physically harm victims, but may use threat of harm or physical domination through looming, destruction of property. Kind of sort of what like Krishan did to the bull, like when she like just I never liked friends that was like hitters. I don't like hitters. I don't like people that, you know, they hit you, like when they laugh and they hit you, when they crying they hit you, you know, when you say something crazy off the wall, they find a way to hit you. I hate those people. I hate them. Like in your friendship group, in my friendship group, I never like for people to hit me, touch me in a way that I don't like to be touched. And when it comes to physical, like I can't have that type of bully in my friend group. I don't want no type of bully in my friend group, but that's definitely the one that I really don't want to, because not only are they like that with you, but when you go out places, you can't even enjoy yourself because they're going to end up getting into a physical altercation with somebody else and then expect you to always have their back. And sometimes they be dead effing wrong. Like they be wrong about the situation in every way, but they want you to back them because you're their friend. And sometimes you gotta be able to tell your friend, like, yo, you need to chill and sit your happy ass in. But they always get you caught up in some stuff too. Verbal starts rumors, use sarcastic or demeaning language to dominate or humiliate another person, may be difficult to document or to prove is bullying, may result that was according to the workplace, but you know, just starting rumors about you, saying little stuff. I think that was the method that Lindsay Lohan used in Mean Girls. You get what I'm saying? Like, but they was all supposed to be friends, right? Freaking weird. Secondary, joins into bullying to avoid being bullied as well. And there's a lot of friends like that because they don't want to rock the boat, right? They don't want to rock the boat, but they also don't want to be picked on either. So the bully of the group can just be like, oh, make little, you know, jokes and stuff like that. And you just be like, what's up, Taylor Monroe? What's up? Thank you for joining Think Different TV. They be like, oh, you know, I don't want to get picked on and everything like that. So they either join in, or another thing is they just stay silent. They don't want to be the butt of the joke. And that secondary is really, really, really crazy, you know. So let's go to another video, because I have another video for y'all, just so y'all can see an example of what I'm talking about, because sometimes it helps. I'm a visual person. I like to see stuff too. I'm gonna hit y'all back to back with it. So this first video is like different things that bullies do within the group. And then the next video is someone talking about the experience with a friend that bullied them. All right, so I'm gonna hit y'all back to back.
Let me hit that real quick. Y'all ever come across a group of people that has like that one person in the group that might be like the tough person, rude as fuck, an adult bully, if you will? Like, they're not really funny. However, you find that the people in the group just laugh out of like awkwardness because they don't know what else to do, because no one's put this person in their place yet. No one's told this person that they're just an asshole and not funny. You know, the kind of person I'm talking about? The person who's like basically bullied everyone into agreeing with them, or bullied them into just being quiet so they just don't say anything at all. Because if you do, it's like "Ay, shut the fuck up." Then it becomes an attack on the person who tried to say something. Because like, if you find yourself saying things like, I can't really bring this person around a group of people because I don't know how they're gonna get along with them, leave that fucking person at home. Odds are they're the fucking problem. You just don't know how to tell them.
Why'd you leave early yesterday? Okay, don't lie to me, because Ella already told me, like, is it true you're in therapy? You're seeing a psychologist. Well, what's wrong with you? Like, why do you have to see a psychologist? I'm not trying to be rude. I just want to know, like, what's wrong with you? You have anxiety. Are you sure? Because I've never seen you get, like, nervous. Like, I think I have more anxiety than you. You know, I actually think I have depression because sometimes I get, like, really sad and I'll just, like, lie in bed listening to sad music. No, I haven't been diagnosed, but, like, I just think I have it. Like, BuzzFeed said so. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but maybe you should, like, be careful because, like, other people have it worse, so you don't want to, like, come off as, like, an attention seeker and, like, use up everyone else's resources. If you start using anxiety as an excuse for, like, not going places, then I'm going to give you a reason to have anxiety. I don't know, I kind of think it's just weird that all of a sudden you have, like, anxiety. Like, I'm not saying you're faking it, but it's just weird.
The reality of toxic friendships.
Is it cute crying? What is wrong with you?
It's because my cat passed away.
That's crazy. Either way, can we go shopping too?
You are generally so inconsiderate. I have a really bad migraine. Hey, turn off the lights, guys.
Oh, ow, my stomach.
What's wrong?
My stomach hurts really, really bad.
Did you eat? Do you need some water? I really hope you get better.
Thanks.
I made it to the dance team. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy.
Well, guess what? I made it to the dance team and I got solo.
I thought you didn't like dancing.
I'm still good at it, so.
I just got this shirt. How does it look on me?
If I was you, I'd go return it right now.
But I actually liked it.
And I don't like being around you because I feel bad. You make me feel bad.
Of my whole time on this app, this is probably the hardest TikTok I've ever had to make. Mainly because I was debating whether or not I should make this video in the first place. But after a lot of thinking and talking to some friends about it, I'm gonna go for it. Today I will be opening up about a past toxic friendship I've had. And before I begin, I just want to say that this video is not meant to call him out. I show no ill intentions towards him. This video is meant to get things off of my chest and express what I've went through. Since the beginning of high school, I've been friends with this one guy and we've had many ons and offs. From being friends to not being friends and then being friends again. But it wasn't until the middle of junior year where we became closer than we've ever been. He was a nice person to laugh with, make fun jokes, and we even considered ourselves brothers from different mothers. I also helped him with computer science and math homework, which involved skipping some class time, but I thought it was alright because he was still a cool person to hang out with. And that's pretty much all of the good things. While being in this friendship, I was completely oblivious that this guy was secretly putting me down. Now, there were some things that I questioned. Sometimes he didn't say thank you after I sent the homework I did for him. He said things to me that he didn't realize were homophobic. And he didn't follow me back when he made a new Instagram account. I just thought, I did your homework and you thought of me as a brother, but you couldn't even follow me back? But I just let it go because I thought these problems were minor. But then there were problems that were more on the major side. I noticed that every time he reached out to me for problems, I would do my best to give him my full attention. But when I reached out to him for problems, it either looked like he didn't really care or he ignored me. Eventually, it got to the point where he started lying and manipulating me. There was even a day where I was deeply concerned about our friendship, and instead of answering my questions, he decided to pull this friendship test where he lied and said that he was crying when he really wasn't. Later on, I found out that this was so he could paint himself as the victim. I just remember crying and feeling like an awful person that day. Eventually, this is where I got help. I decided to reach out to some close friends and people online, and they all helped me find out I was in a mentally abusive friendship. And if you're one of those people watching this, I just want to say a big thank you so much. After this, I shot him one last text and that's where our friendship ended. And that is a decision I will never regret. And I want to take the time to say that what I learned from this experience is that simply laughing or being cool with someone does not constitute them being your friend. There's a lot more that you need to consider. Can you trust this person to help bring you back up? Can you take advice from this person? Is this person giving you the same love and energy you give back? Or are they at least trying? If the answer is yes, that is a friend worth having. And even though some part of me regrets befriending him, another part of me is happy I befriended him because it helped me learn what to look for in my future friends and myself. I absolutely wasn't the perfect friend either, but after going over this friendship, I'm more than happy with the decision I made. And as for him, I truly wish him well, and I hope he's doing okay.
So guys, if you experience friendship bullying, there's a few steps that you should take. One, don't laugh it off. Laughter gives impression like you're cool with it, all right? You never want to give that impression because then they think they could just keep doing it, right? And then the next step is you want to tell your friend, we need to talk. Be honest and direct about how he or she makes you feel when they make those hurtful comments, when they do what they do. And you can say stuff like, I feel uncomfortable when you say this about me. Could you please not say it anymore? And then just see where it goes from there. Anybody who wants to really be your friend will make the necessary adjustments and, not come at your neck, so to speak, about how you feel. Or say stuff like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Or, I can only be sorry about what I do, but I can't be sorry about how you feel about it. Or, or just say, you make it seem like it's such a big deal when all I be doing is joking with you. When they say stuff like that, they don't want to take the obvious steps to improve your friendship or make you feel comfortable in the friendship. So you need to let that person go. Stand up for yourself. All right. Don't let them walk all over you. Like I said, let them know how you feel and stand your ground. All right. It's going to be uncomfortable because this is your friend. So you don't want to rock the boat, but you also got to realize that you're a person and you deserve to be treated with kindness and generosity and be loved. And you should not have to worry about being with your friends and feeling uncomfortable and unloved. All right. Another thing, know when to walk away. Know when to walk away from the situation and just say, this is not the best thing for me or my mental health state. I need to let this friendship go. The next one is to definitely let the person, just say to yourself, it's not me. It's definitely the other person. That's a you problem, not a me problem. When you're saying all these hurtful comments and everything to me, saying you're just being honest, no, it's not gonna fly. And don't ignore your feelings. If you feel that little tinge in your stomach, every time you're around this person, you feel uncomfortable, don't ignore that. Or you feel like this person, you can't trust them, you can't really be around them, definitely don't ignore your feelings, all right? Because they will be the ones that get you caught up in some crazy stuff. And we all know that one episode of Martin, but his friend just kind of like came out of the blue and, was like, why don't you come down to the jewelry store with me or whatever? And come to find out, like, this dude was a whole thief. Or what about that other episode of Martin when Gina's friend came to visit and she was so fake, and Martin and Pam actually worked together to expose her fakeness. But it was like Gina was just like kind of blind to it all. But because she didn't realize like this friend was, making little snide remarks or, just kind of like, I'm your friend, but I'm going to say that your accomplishments aren't as good as my accomplishments because look at all I've done and look at what you done. Or you're dating this guy and, it was just a lot of stuff. Oh, you eat meat? How could you eat meat? It's just a lot of things. With women and men, I'm sure there's a different type of friendship bullying. Men might get bullied for, being short or in their friend group or being not getting no yams or just different things, right? That women wouldn't get, made fun of. A lot of women, I remember one time I experienced, before I had my son, I had a friend who had kids already. And I had planned this whole day. Me and her was supposed to be going to Atlantic City to hang out and everything like that. And then she was talking about, oh, let's make it a mommy and me day. And I was like, I ain't got no kids. Like, you know, how can we make it a mommy and me day when I don't have no kids? So it's like, if you can't find a babysitter, just say that. You get what I'm saying? But next thing I know, she invites another girl to go with us. And I'm like, hold up. Now, it was supposed to be just me and you. Not saying I don't welcome her being with other friends, but it's just like, we were supposed to go and chill together. What's up with this? And then like she invited her other friend, and her other friend had kids, and here I am, the odd man out, because I don't have any kids. And then when I was like, all right, well, okay, that's cool, and I just went along with the flow, went with the flow. And then the day of the whole trip, everybody wanted to be switching up and doing all this crazy stuff. Oh, I don't know how we gonna get there, how we gonna do this. Oh, it's gonna cost this. I'm like, you decided to bring your kids. I didn't decide this. You know, of course it's going to be more cost for you because you're bringing your kids. If it was just me and you going, and even the other chick, it would have only been this amount. But because y'all bring y'all kids, it's going to cost more. And so even with me being logical, even with me explaining, I was the bad friend because I don't know anything about being a mother. And yeah, so that really stung, because I was like, of course I don't know anything about being a mother, because I didn't get pregnant at 16 years old. I still have a lot of life to live, and and I want to go and experience, you know, going out before I decide to settle down and have a child. Silly me. But you have friends that, you know, it's kind of hard because you try to think all the good things that y'all had in the friendship. So you don't necessarily want to get rid of the friendship. Like I said earlier, you just want to get rid of the not so nice bullying part of it. And it's very hard. It's very hard. And sometimes female friendships and male friendships, they last longer than our relationships. And so when we want to hold on to that friendship, because having that person not in our lives anymore can trigger a lot of, you know, bad thoughts in our heads, you know. But that concludes our hot topic, y'all. I hope this info has helped someone. Yeah. So here we go. That was the end of the hot topic. I know, guys, we're running a little bit behind, but you know. Coming in hot. Y'all probably didn't hear that last part. I said it is what it is at this point. So we're gonna jump into our, well, really quickly for my music topic, I wanted to talk about sampling music and then versus now. So we know that sampling is a normal part of the music industry. A lot of people do it. It happens. Some people are just creative in the sense that they never have to sample, but something is going to trigger your creativity. You might hear a song, you might say, oh, I really like that bass line. You might not use the whole thing, but you might use the bass line or something like that. But when I talk about sampling, I'm talking about like having production that sounds very similar to older songs. And I had a video that I was trying to put up so many times, but they kept flagging it, and I probably can't even put it on here because, you know, Sony might attack me on here too. But it was the song from Time Club that was done in 1981 called Genius of Love. It was later sampled for Mariah Carey's Fantasy, and very recently it was sampled on Lotto's Big Energy. Now, here's the thing. Just my personal opinion, but I think millennial generation kind of did better with the sampling, because we still pay homage to those artists who originated it. Even with Biggie sampling Between the Sheets, it still was done in a way that, because we all know Between the Sheets was a freaky song to begin with, right?